Hello and welcome to New Age Custom Farming. If you're new here, we are a custom farming operation in Wisconsin, and my name is Emily. And contrary to other custom harvesting crews you might see here on YouTube, because we're in Wisconsin, our custom harvesting or custom farming that we do is custom harvesting forages for dairy farms. So today we are out at the USDA Dairy Forage Research Center harvesting their corn silage for them, and instead of doing our daily vlog style videos that we typically do, we thought we would do more of like a how-to or how it works as a custom farming operation here in Wisconsin, custom harvesting forages. So come along on this video where we explain the behind the scenes on how everything works in our custom farming operation. Before we actually get into the bagger, we'll just show from the outside. So this is some of the dairy forages tractors in their collector, and they are dumping it into the bagger here. Now they're done, and we'll show the transition then to the next. And then this is obviously one of ours. You can tell because of the New Holland. So they'll pull in front of the bagger and get all lined up. Uh-oh. He wasn't square enough. As Avery always says, you have to set yourself up for success before you actually start backing. Coming from a girl who can hardly back up her car, so I don't have much room to talk. So then another thing you can see from the outside of the cab is Avery has lights and stuff that he flashes up there to let the drivers know where they're at. So he'll flash a light that tells them to stop, flash a light that will tell them when it's time for them to start unloading, start moving forward, unload, stop, all those things. So he has different signals that signify the different things that the drivers of the buggies need to know. Unfortunately, you can't really see it from where I'm standing. You can kind of see it in the mirror, I guess. It's on the other side, so over there. There's an amber light and then a red light. We're now with Avery.
We are.
And you're going to give us the lowdown on how bagging.
How bagging?
Bagging.
How bagging?
How bagging works.
How bagging works.
Bagging, though. You have to say it properly.
Bag.
Like Wisconsin.
Like a bag? Like a bag? A bag?
A bag.
If you
Anyway. Well, we're doing a little switcheroo of the operator. So Avery will explain, or not of the operators, of the buggy. So Avery will explain what's all going on.
So, obviously the loads come in from the field, which we've seen a little bit of chopping so far, haven't we?
And before this video, I'm going to go out, go out there and then start that.
So they come full, and then they back into the table here. I got my green light on that they can see. And then I turn the red light on so they can stop. Then I rev it up and I give them the green light to unload. And they start unloading. Looks like I get to bag a stick.
Uh-oh, do you want me to go out and get that?
Now it'll eat it. So then they start unloading, and they can unload faster than I can bag it. So then I'll give them the red light to stop, like here. Then they stop unloading, and then when I turn the lights off, so neither of the lights are on right now, they pull ahead until they see a different light. So I give him the red light, and he stops, and then I give him the green light to unload again. These control my brakes. So this is the engine end, which is down there, and then you got the cab end here, and that's how you steer, kind of like a skid loader, but with the brake pressure. And then there's anchors, if you want to show the bag behind us. There's anchors about 8 feet out into the bag behind me, and that's how you pack the feed. The anchors drag through the feed. They're inside the tunnel. And when I switch bags here in a couple loads, I got to cut the bag here, kind of where the tractor's parked there. I got to cut it and then move over to the next one. And then we can show the inside of the tunnel back there.
Free, stay over here. So the bagger drives itself, obviously. And then he'll pull it over there to start the new bag. It's got to turn completely around. And then this is what the...
Yeah. Interview Blondie. You can talk about girl power.
Yeah, I want to know, because Calvin.
Really? This is the end of the bag. Now he's all backed up. Come on, Bree. Come on. Come here.
Sitting in the shade.
She ran off back there by the buildings earlier, and I'm like, fuck. Get back here.
Shit pit's right over there.
Yeah. Well, knowing her, she'd try and chase the cows or something, because that's what she does at our farm, but...
I'll get Blondie over there.
So then to start the next bag back up into where they want to go. And then they pull quite a bit off the end. And then get it all folded up properly. Big old zip tie on the end. Who knew Avery had these moves?
I up, hurry up, bro. I'm gonna go get my little truck packed in here. Right. We're burning down.
Run! And then they'll start unloading. Now I'm about to go fly the drone up to show you guys what that process looks like quick. One thing while we're finishing this last bag of, or this bag of feed, and while I'm in the cab with Avery, is that we can talk about too is the logistics of custom farming and kind of how we determine like what we have to do every day in our schedule. So
It's a complete nightmare.
it is kind of a nightmare, but as a custom farming operation, we are hired by farms to come in and harvest their feed for them. And so what kind of how we base our schedule off of is who calls us saying that they're ready. Like the order that they call us in, right?
Yep, pretty much. And it has to do with like the logistics of bagging and where the blade can go, the packing tractor. So some farms have their own packing tractor, which sometimes that helps us decide if we're going to split up the crew or not, because we can go to a job. We have 2 packing tractors too, but it's just finding the people to drive it. So like if we have, so say we have one farm that we, like their bunker setup is too small for 2 choppers to be feeding, basically. Like if the area in the bunker is too busy for 2 chopping.
Because as you can see here, we have like 4 tractors waiting and stuff.
Yep.
They have enough room here that we can have 2 choppers going because we have room for the collectors to wait to be able to unload, whereas some farms don't have the room for that.
Well, not even just wait, just like sometimes the bunkers are just too small. Like you can't push it in fast enough because they're too small.
Yeah.
So therefore, if somebody has their own blade, then we'll take 1 chopping crew to the bunker that can only handle 1 chopper, and then the other chopping crew to a place that we can take our blade to and get 2 jobs done at the same time. Or some places have a big enough bunker that we can run. If we can run 2 choppers in one place, we like doing that because it's just super efficient. Like, it's efficient if 1 chopper has to blow out a radiator or is broke down for a half hour. The whole crew isn't sitting there looking at you. That, you know, everybody can go to the 1 chopper. Yeah, he's really busy and maybe, you know, he can't keep up to everybody, but you're still chopping and everything is still moving versus everybody is stopped looking at the 1 chopper broke down. And there's just, if the choppers are in the same field, there's just way less confusion. Everybody knows where they're going, what's going on. It all depends. I mean, I don't know. It all depends on, we just take them as we go. And like, yeah, maybe you might have called before somebody else, but we have to, in the end of the day, everybody gets better feed if we do it the most efficient way that we can as a chopping crew. Of course, if you call, I'm not going to put 5 guys in front of, like 5 people that called after you in front of you, but we might end up going somewhere else for an afternoon. You know, like say a bunker can take, like one of the guys we do that we sell some of our corn to, he can take 2 choppers at the beginning when his bunker's empty, but then when it's getting full at the end, we have to drop down to 1 chopper. So we might take 2 choppers there and start in the morning or whatever and get that bunker half full and then pull half the crew out and go somewhere else. You know, I guess it all just depends.
The other thing too, like say for example, a farmer calls us in the beginning of the week and says they're ready for us at the end of the week. And we say, okay, we're going to try and be here on Friday, Saturday, something like that. But one of our choppers breaks down, because that happened last week. Like Mason's chopper broke down, and thankfully we were able to switch over the FR 780 that New Holland has been letting us use as a demo vehicle into corn. So we were able to be back up and going, because Mason's chopper is still sitting in the shop waiting for parts, right?
Yep.
So like, for example, with that, if we weren't able to switch to this new chopper, we would have been down a chopper this entire time, so we would be
way behind.
So
yeah, and it's because of these videos. It's because of these videos that we have that chopper.
So we're very, very thankful that New Holland is letting us do that, because they didn't have to either, but they knew we were in a pinch and they wanted to help us continue being able to do the job that we're out here able to do. But like also weather depends on it. So like say it had rained for 3 days and we still had other jobs lined up before we came to your farm, well then we have to do those other jobs before we come to your farm, and it's going to push everything back, which we all know rain pushes everything back for everyone.
Well, and two, like if somebody has like low-lying ground that gets really muddy and they call and say we can go and it's dry down there, we go right to that, because if it's going to rain, we want it done before the rain comes.
Right.
So we've had really dry weather here the last like 2 weeks, so we've been clipping right along. But then when it's hot like it is right now in September, I don't know what is the date, like the 15th or something? The 17th?
17th.
It's like 85 degrees out right now, and that's making the corn mature really fast. So we're trying to get as much done as we can here before the corn dries up, because nobody wants corn fodder for corn silage.
Right.
You know, I think we're keeping up to it pretty good. A few of them got, I wouldn't even say really dry, like the sand knobs were dry in a few fields, and then the bottom swales where their moisture stays was nice and wet. So
anyway, all of this rambling to say, not rambling, I mean, we are providing good information, but all of this to say is that there is a lot of thinking and like thought process that goes into this logistics of figuring out our form of custom farming and custom harvesting, because we're not sitting at the shop twiddling our thumbs waiting for somebody to call us and say that we're ready. We have quite a few jobs that we're doing, and when people call, we have to figure out the best schedule that is the most efficient for our operation and will also give everyone the best feed that we can get them. So that's the logistics of custom farming. Again, if you guys have any questions or just like want to know more information, we're getting to the end-ish of custom harvesting for this year, but obviously next year we'll be doing hay and corn again, so always let us know any questions. And
well, like an example of our scheduling, so we've got both choppers here right now because I need to get done with this bagging job today so I can go and do a different one tomorrow. And while I'm gone and we're down a chopper driver, because I'm the bagger and chopper driver, we're going to go do our own corn silage at our farm, where it takes a lot of trucks because we end up going super far away for some of it. So it takes a lot of trucks to one chopper, so we can run one chopper while I'm gone and all of our trucks and be getting as much done as we would anyway. So that's kind of our plan. You know, for instance, it's like we have a lot of long distance to haul for our own bunker, because we go around to all of our fields and chop all the poor looking corn out of all of them. Not all of them, but any areas that are really bad corn, we go and get that corn out. So that means sometimes you got to travel 10 miles away. Well, it takes a lot of trucks to keep up to one chopper 10 miles away. So we're gonna, the guys are gonna do that while I'm at a bagging job. While I'm at a bagging job with a different chopping crew, they just hire us just for the bagger. So
lots of logistics.
It's just, it all depends. I mean, there's no by the book about it at all. It's, you kind of just got to fly by the seat of your pants and just get as much done every day as you possibly can. That's all you can do.
So with that will end today's video. Again, leave any questions that you have for us and we will be sure to answer them as best as we can. And thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.